people at home, don't you dare be sour. Clap for Hammer the Point and feel the power. Yes, it's Hammer the Point, the best YouTube show about West Ham United. Yeah, that's right. And it features Ray and friends. You got to tune in right now. Everything related to West Ham United is right here on Hammer the Point.
Hey everyone, how you doing? What an amazing intro. Welcome to Hammer the Point. As you can see, we're smiling from ear to ear because that was amazing. And with me today, I've got Charlie. How you doing? How's that intro, Charlie?
I'm good. How does it feel, right, knowing that you're the first West Ham YouTube show to be introed by a future Hall of Famer and future world champion? How does it feel?
Oh, man, it's amazing. I'm not going to lie.
Tom's laughing.
I can't help it. Oh, mate. Chris, welcome. How you doing? Long time no see. How you doing?
Yes.
How do you think of the intro?
So obviously I was telling you before, I'm not that big of a wrestling fan, but that's still incredible. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I gotta love it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm gonna have to I thought I could have got Cole and Cole. Could have got Cole, but I thought, nah, we go somewhere different. A bit crazy. So I thought we'd go with Big E. So if you're a wrestling fan, you know all about it. But before we get to today's show, it's all about fixtures, about the first 10, and we're going to come up with our results. But let's just talk about the website. If you have any spare pocket change, if you've got any bit of money, go to the official store. Please buy some merchandise. Keeps Tim happy, keeps him off my back, and that'd be nice. Don't forget to also go to American Hammers Network on Twitter, Hammers Polls, all that good stuff. Well, do you know what, boys? I don't know what to do now because I'm all too excited about the intro.
It's all down here from here. It's all down here from here. Let's be honest about it.
I've done the intro. It's been amazing. I can't top it. But we're going to try and do it. We're going to go through the first 10 fixtures. And here we go, boys. We have a little table. Didn't do a PowerPoint, but had a little table this week. And I thought to ourselves, what can we do to think of the first 10? So in this column, we're going to come up with the results and what you think about it. Newcastle United. And I've got a little thing for everyone next week. I have got Liam from Newcastle Fan TV coming on to the show. How exciting is that?
All righty. I see you.
So I need to find an Arsenal fan for the week after. Don't really want to find an Arsenal fan. My brother's an Arsenal fan. He was adopted, and that's fine. But Christopher, let's go with you because you are at the top of the tree. What do you reckon to the Newcastle game? Do you reckon first game, do we stand a chance? Have we actually got Declan, or is he away with England duty for that game?
I don't know if he's...
I'll have a look.
I appreciate that because that's going to be a key factor for me. But on top of that, too, it feels weird to be thinking that there's going to be an international match the first week or the first match of the season. That doesn't seem right to me. This one personally, though, for me, I do think that we're going to nick a win on this one. I think we're going to be riding a little bit high off of how we finished in the restart. Obviously, I know that the preseason friendlies do not mean a thing, really, other than fitness. But we have looked decent. So if we can continue that, I think if I were to put money on the score, I'd say 2-1 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham. So we're going with 3 points there. Ooh, okay, cool. Charlie, did you find out if Declan's going to be with us for the first game?
I did. So the England matches are actually this weekend and then on the Tuesday. So he should be back by then. Whether he'll be like fit and ready or whatever is a different story. He's obviously not featured in any preseason games. Whether he'll even play the England match is another story. Calvin Phillips might start ahead of him, but there you go. He should be around. He should be He should be available for the squad. He should be available for the squad. He won't be for the Betway Cup though, but that's a separate issue for a separate time.
Yeah. I also wonder whether like it might give Moyes saying, well, it's been on England, let's rest him for the Newcastle game. And he might shift in Noble for it.
I think that'd be a terrible, terrible decision. Not just because Rice is better than Noble, but it's the matter of you need to get the season off on the right foot at the best possibility that you can. And that means you're playing your best players. So if you want to set up for a successful season, you're going to want to play your best players first match of the season, guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult because obviously like the game straight after is big as well. But you have a week between them, so you should be able to. I mean, you have every week actually looking at. You've got 8 days, so you should be able to. They should. If you can't play twice, then you're not a professional footballer. Let's be real. Twice in 8 days. I can play twice in 8 days. It won't be any good, but I can do it. I don't know. Part of the problem with me doing this right now, as I type to see if Newcastle have made any signings, is that I've completely taken myself off West Ham Twitter. I've deleted my West Ham Twitter account and been just sort of avoiding everything. So I don't actually know if other clubs have made signings. I'm just clicking on transfers in. They've not made any massive ones. Jeff Hendricks, I
think that they've brought in on loan Rob Holding from Arsenal. They're still waiting on Isaac Hayden, I believe. There was rumors about him going, wasn't there? They've brought in Jeff Hendrick from Burnley on a free transfer. I like Jeff Hendrick a lot. He's not a game changer, but I do like him a lot. It's a 2-1 sounds 2-1. It's not awful. It's sounding close. I reckon it's going to be something like that. It's going to be a tight game. Two teams who play defensive counter-attacking football. Let's start with a really boring 1-1 draw, shall we? Let's start with a 1-1 draw. Come on, boys. West Ham way.
You know what? The funny thing is, you two have both nicked my scoreline, so I'm going to change mine.
Oh, 2-2. Gio's favourite scoreline, of course.
-2.
Negative. We are going to lose -2.
Yeah, and I don't know. I could see Newcastle nicking a win because I could see their strike force beating a counter attack in. Fredericks down that side worries me mad. What's the guy's name? Maximus. Maximus.
Saint Maximus.
Yeah, that's it.
Maximus.
Oh, I forgot about
Saint Maximus.
Yeah. That's a guy from Gladiator, isn't it? Sorry, Chris, I didn't hear that. You cracked up. I don't know if it's me.
I've been finding that my internet's been acting up as of late. But I said when you were talking about Saint Maximum, I thought you were going to say Maximilian. Like, I don't.
Probably more closer than what I said, to be fair. But yeah, I don't hold our confidence. Like, I really think, and they might even be holding Noble back in case they want to sell him.
Sell Noble?
That's never going to happen.
I don't know. I'll say Rice. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's also not going to happen. I'm telling you now, right? And this is clip this, everyone who's in the chat. Right, and you can use this against me later. You can't because I deleted my West Ham Twitter account for that reason. But I'm willing to put money on the fact Declan Rice will not leave this summer. I'm willing to put money on it. Now Chelsea have got Thiago Silva. It's not going to happen next summer, sure, potentially. And Man United are the only team I've been worried about really since the start. But it's not going to happen. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now for a fact it won't happen. I will put money on it. I'll put money on it. But also, I won't put money on it. But you understand what I'm saying. It's the confidence is what I'm trying to portray.
What do you reckon, Charlie? Before we move on to Arsenal, do you reckon Rice will go?
You mean Chris?
Yeah. Oh, Chris, right. I'm eating biscuits, so I'm all confused.
I respect it. We respect it.
So I'm going to use this opportunity also to plug Irish Tommy and I's Trading Irons, where we talk about the transfer rumors every week. So Really quickly, I'll just say this: we have been linked this summer with 68 players.
So when you mentioned it on the last episode, I went mad. I was like, how? How is that even possible?
Yeah. And it's adding about one a day or so at the current rate. Like we got Gutsa today, as well as Tammy Abrams from Chelsea.
Yeah.
But Irish Tommy and I were talking about this, and that was one of the questions that we were discussing. Would he go or would he not? And my personal opinion is no. I just don't think that they're going to have the cash for it, because if I'm West Ham's board right now, if I'm even interested in selling Rice, I'm not accepting any players unless it's some of their better players, like the Timmy Abrams, the likes of them. I'm not accepting their castaways like Michi Batshuayi and the likes of them. It's either going to be your better players in cash or straight up cash. And I just don't think with the targets that they have still, I don't think that they're going to be able to raise the funds for them.
I've got a sneaky feeling he's going to go, you know. Hey, folks.
And it's very
I really think that it might even be transfer deadline day. I think it's going to happen.
That is the one thing, though. That's the one thing, though, for me. If he goes, it's going to suck. It's not going to be the end of the world, though. But it has to be more than a week before deadline day to allow us to use that money to get in other players.
If not, as soon as that transfer is announced, it's got to be bang, 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 bang with the players that we got to replace him and, you know, defensive. If we get rid of Rice, bring in a good defensive midfielder plus a left back, maybe even centre back as well, I probably won't be too arsed.
That's where I'm.
I mean, the thing is I think when I heard you and Tommy talking about it on the show, Chris, like, I understand where the idea of them not having enough money comes from. I think they do. I think they didn't spend last summer. They sold Hazard for 200 million. The money's just been sitting there. It's just waiting for them to spend it. I think they do have the money, but I just think realistically, we all worry about it and think about it constantly because Declan Rice is our player. He's just not that high up on their priority list. Being real about it, especially seeing as they like they look at him and they think, okay, we like Frank Lampard likes him as a centre back. He thinks, okay, we can convert him into a centre back. He's got the leadership qualities I want. They've just signed Thiago Silva for a year. He's on a year contract. He's got an option for a second year if they want to take it at the end. Next summer, when Thiago Silva's out of contract and Sarr comes back, they might look at him and go, okay, now we can go and chase Rice. But they're still looking for another goalkeeper. They're still looking at this position, that position. Like, they've got a lot of things they want to do. And I don't think, although I do think they have the money to sign Declan Rice, I just don't think he's high enough up their priority where they're going to go, here is the 80 million that West Ham won.
That was one of the other arguments I made, considering the fact that as soon as the window opened, if he was their top priority, they would have been throwing cash around right from the get-go. But and then on top of that too, my logic as to why he's not that high up on the list is because, say he goes off and has an incredible season, and the next summer he goes and plays a fantastic Euros. That 80 million just jumped to 120 or more. So if you're wanting him, get him now when he's at that bargain price. But if he's not that high on the list, then just don't be worried about it.
And also, this is maybe a negative way to look at it. If we get relegated, he's significantly cheaper. They can probably wait. I don't know how they look at it, but they can probably wait.
Or they might look at it and go, well, we've got Thiago Silva. Wouldn't this be a good year for Rice to learn off him and mould from him and take all that knowledge from him?
Potentially.
I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to a lesser team, Arsenal. What do we reckon, guys? Chris, we'll start with you again. Arsenal, second game of the season. They're always slowed at the block, Arsenal. New manager. Are they going to be the same lethargic Arsenal as they are every season, do you reckon?
I don't know if they've made any signings. I that's just me. I haven't been paying attention. They may have made some. I don't know if they have or not.
Didn't they sign someone today?
Yeah,
Did
they
they?
signed the centre back Gabriel from Lille, the Brazilian centre back for like 25 mil or something.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
did just see that PSG is launching a bid for Bellerin. So he might be off there.
Don't know why they would, but fair enough.
Arsenal's an interesting one for me because I could see a draw in this. Or a loss. I don't think it's going to be a win personally.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm going to go 2-2 draw.
2-2. Oh, he can't bring himself to say that we're losing against Arsenal. I don't blame him. Charlie, what's your views? Have you got any inside knowledge of the scoop of the Arsenal?
I mean, all of my best friends are Arsenal fans, unfortunately, so I hear too much about it, if anything. It's weird because conversely, I think with Newcastle, it's a case of in the formation David Moyes plays, we don't do well against teams who sit. And that's what Newcastle do. They sit and counter-attack because that's Steve Bruce's philosophy, because it's kind of what we do. It's the Spider-Man picture, both people pointing at each other. That's what it is, right? They play a very similar style of football to us. They play a very similar style of football to us. Whereas Arsenal are obviously a bit more expansive, bit more going for it. They've got a lot of attacking talent, so they can sort of afford to try and put us to the sword. I think we will be defensively sound enough to reduce the scoreline to not that much from what I saw last year. Like, for example, the Chelsea game, which was a good example. But they are looking better defensively. If all of the players work out, they signed the Pablo Mari guy they had on loan. They've signed him permanently now. They signed Suarez from Southampton, the right back, permanently now. They signed that Gabriel guy today. They've got William Saliba coming back from loan, who they've spent a lot of money on. He's their Diop, essentially. So if all of those things come together, that's a decent defense for them. But we're catching them early, and that's probably the time you want to catch a new defense.
Yeah.
When they haven't got time to get used to each other, they haven't got time to organize. So I do think we'll get goals. Will it be more than one? No. And I'm also terrified about the fact I've already said we're going to score one in the season, and I don't know how many more goals we're going to get. So I was 2-1 Arsenal.
Ooh.
2-1 Arsenal. I think we'll stop. Thing is, I think we'll be able to stop some of their players quite successfully, but they do still have Aubameyang, Lacazette, Martinelli, like Saka, like all of these incredible players, and Arteta's going to want to hit the ground running and really take it to team. So I reckon 2-1, but I think we'll put up a decent performance, and it'll be like, okay, fair enough.
I see Antonio ruining their defense. I see him coming on. I reckon Haller's going to struggle in the first game, so it's going to be if he actually starts. So Moyes is going to be like, oh, okay, we'll put Antonio in, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. And do you know who's going to score the second goal? In my opinion, Yarmolenko. He's going to come off the bench and then score the winner.
I could see it.
So
Draw a loss. Okay.
yeah, so I reckon it's going to be a 2-1 win for us. That's what I'm just saying. Well, we're going to move on to Wolves. And do you know what, guys? A little thing for you. I may have someone as a Wolves fan coming to join us for the show.
You've been putting some work in over the summer, ain't you? Look at you doing this.
He's making connections.
Ooh, yeah. So you never know. I've got maybe my mate might come on, or when about last year Wolves were in Liverpool, Wolves Fan TV come to Cote Oakley, and that's how I met him. So Cote Oakley was the place to be.
Great. I've got friends. Oh,
Friends.
Superstar even got intro. Oh, Baz 4-0 Arsenal. Yeah, I won't be surprised. Chris, what do you reckon on the Wolves game? Do you reckon we've got a chance with Wolves? Is that Chris thinking?
I just looked it up. We are away to Wolves on this one. I didn't realize it, by the way. Arsenal is a home match for us.
It's the other way around. It's the other way around. Arsenal,
that one's
we're
gonna
away to
be-
Arsenal, and we're at home to Wolves.
Really? Mine,
Yeah, I've got the site up right now.
what? That's weird because mine's saying it backwards then.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, either of us could be wrong, to be fair.
Yeah, we're away to Wolves. Away to Wolves, home to Arsenal. I'm thinking it's going to be 2-1 defeat.
2-1 defeat.
I think we're going to. Yep.
Yeah. I don't hold much confidence for this game, to be fair. Charlie, what do you think?
I don't hold a lot of confidence for either. Wolves are a good side, well drilled, know what they're doing. I don't know. Because the thing is, I look at these results, I look at these fixtures, and I do think we're going to pick up points where we shouldn't. It's just about deciding where.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Wolves. 2-1 Wolves.
2-1 Wolves.
Yeah, I'm being a bit pessimistic, but we'll see where this goes.
If you think you're being pessimistic, I'm going for a 2-0 win to Wolves. I really don't see us getting anything off them.
I see. For me, I think it's just being lucky out of nowhere, like an undeserved goal kind of thing that we score. But I just don't think so.
Yeah, I just reckon their attacking line, Traore's going to ruin us. You know, they probably do exactly the same tactics as last time, and Moyes just won't learn. It'd be like, oh well, I thought it might work. No, Moyes. You know. Let's move on to the Leicester game. Another game. I haven't got much. The next 5 games, including Liverpool, I haven't got much hope for. I think this is the early games is where we need to get some points, and then we're going to struggle for the next lot. What do you reckon for Leicester, Chris? What do you reckon?
I don't have much hope. I'm one of the ones who I will never say that we'll put up a 0. So for this one, I think it's going to be a 3-1 to Leicester. I just don't hold much confidence.
Yeah. See, I was brave last time I did a 0. And then it fucked up my sheet. I don't know why it's this side. Buggered it up.
You're not as versed in the ways of Excel as you are in PowerPoint. It's fine. We can't all be as good on the Office as I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna put up a 0 for Leicester. It's gonna be 2-0 West Ham. That's where we get the points. I found it. It's here. 2-0. I like Leicester a lot. I like Leicester a lot. I think they're really, really good. But I'm not. How do I word this? If we're going to get points anywhere, Leicester are a great candidate. They play free-flowing attacking football. They really try to possess. They try to do possession. They try to get the ball high up the pitch. They go for it. Okay, they've just lost Chilwell at the back, so how they deal with that, I don't know. But that's, I don't think, a huge factor. But it could potentially come into play, especially if Grady Diangana's down the left, or down the right. Sorry, I should say. I think there is a potential there for an upset. I think they play into our hands, and I think that suits us well. I'm going to say 2-0, but it is very, very optimistic, that one.
By the way,
Yeah,
I've just figured out that I was reading the fixtures list backwards. So the Arsenal match is away. Wolves are at home.
Okay.
Yeah. So you were correct, right? You were correct. Yeah, correct, Charlie.
All right, listen, I'm used to it. I'm always correct. You know what I mean? It's just I just assume I'm right and everyone else is wrong until someone proves me otherwise. You know what I mean?
Oh my lord.
Oh lordy. Wow. Okay. I don't know with Leicester. I'm going to go a 2-1 win to West Ham.
1 win. So I'm being the pessimistic one on this one.
Yeah.
Where's your confidence?
Now I
coming
thought
from,
I
right?
was going to. I don't know. But I think it's because you said Diangana and I got all excited. I was like, oh, I like Diangana. Come on, Diangana. Come on. Diangana! Come on. I don't care. Anderson's
Well,
getting
think about it this way.
Come on.
Think about it this way. Even if Diangana's not down the right, do you know who is? Jared Bowen.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There you go, Ray.
Diangana be on the left. I think Diangana be on the left. I really do. Anyway, I will start off with Spurs. I think it's going to be a 2-0 loss to Spurs. I see Mourinho just tacticking. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. Have you seen the Spurs on Amazon Prime?
I have not. I want to though.
I've seen the Sky Sports clip, but I haven't seen anything else.
Oh, and how does that go, Charlie?
Like Mourinho, like watching the TV, getting up and turning it off, and never haven't understood it. But
yeah,
do you want the context? Because it's beautiful. It's the best clip. So basically, he's sitting in his office. He's got Sky Sports on, and they're talking about how they're talking about them getting rid of Pochettino and hiring him. And they're like, yeah, I don't know. I think it was a bit early to get rid of him. And Mourinho, I don't know. I just think he's past it. I think he's not got it anymore. And Mourinho's just sat there watching it. He gets up, he turns it off and just says, Tim swears, he gets off and he says, fuck off, as he turns it off. And I was like, oh, beautiful. Beautiful man. Beautiful man.
Yeah, I did appreciate that, to be fair. I just watching that show, you just see how of a tactical genius he is. Like some of the stuff he sees and then he talks about it at halftime. It's like, yeah, there we go. Everything that he said is going to happens in the game, and it's up to the team to either take that knowledge on board or not. So yeah, fair play. Unless they did a rerun and he was saying it after the game just to make himself look good. I don't know.
Staged.
Yeah, Charlie, let's go to you next. What do you reckon of the Spurs? Do you reckon we're going to get a win?
No. I don't. I think we're going to get beat as well. Do I think we'll score against Tottenham is the question I'm asking myself. And the answer to that is no, it's going to be 1-0 to Spurs.
1-0. You know, and just going back to that, we did score 2 in the second half against them last time. It was 2-0 half time, and then it was 3-2 second half. So set pieces is their struggle point, and it is danger. Think about that.
That's fair.
In fact,
that's a fair one.
I think I'm going to change mine.
He's changed his own mind. It's a rare thing. We're now going to get 1 goal instead.
Yeah, I think we might score. Yeah, I think they might lead 1-0 and then be 1-1 the second half. So, I don't know. Chris, what do you reckon?
I'm actually going to be the optimistic one on this. I don't know why, but I feel good about this with it being early in the season. I think it's going to be a 1-0 victory.
Ooh. Ooh.
Lancey agrees with you.
Yep.
Fair play.
I had seen that. I'm like, yeah.
I feel like Baz has got us in a -20 goal difference before.
Yeah.
He's got 4 there. I'll do some additions while you go to the next one.
Yeah, do some additions. We'll stick with you. Moving on to Man City. Is this a case of how many Man City is going to score? Do you see any hope?
Oh, absolutely. And if they were to somehow, what could make this scoreline worse is if we don't sign a left back and we throw out Cresswell, and if they end up getting messy. If that happens, you might as well not show up that day. For that, 4-1 City.
4-1. He's kept a goal. He can't say no. Charlie, while you're still doing it, are you finished or do you still need a bit more time?
You carry on. I'm trying to find one for him. Carry on.
See, I'm probably going to go for Baz and agree with him on this one. I reckon it could be 1-0 West Ham win.
Really?
I think it's going to be a 5-0 thrashing. I don't see us getting any goal. I can't see it. I don't even see us scoring. I don't even think it's getting. I don't even think they want to get out of the changing room for that game, especially if they've got Messi. The only hope I would have is if Ben Johnson is against Messi, because he'll put him in his pocket. He'll be like, "Granddad, you're only here for your retirement fund. Get back to
That'd be
Spain. Come on."
interesting. Wouldn't it? A 20-year-old West Ham kid pocketing Messi. What a headline that would be. That's true.
Different kettle of fish, and different kettle of fish. Charlie, what's your predictions and goal difference from Baz?
So if we include Baz's West Ham winning 1-0 against City, he currently has us losing overall 26-1 so far in the season. So it's minus 25 goal difference. I agree with both of you. I think it's going to be a whapping. I think a whapping is in order here. But is it? Will it be that bad? Do you know what? I'm going to be positive. 2-0 to Manchester City. Yeah. Positivity. We're only going to lose by 2.
If it's 2-0, a 2-0 victory, it'll feel like a win to me. So
fair.
Yeah. Do you know what? For the Liverpool game, again, I'm going to keep it the same. I think we're going to lose. I think we might concede 10 goals in 2 games. I think it's going to be high. So I think it's going to be good. And do you know what's going to be more upsetting about West Ham losing to Liverpool?
That you work there and live there. And...
Yeah, all the West Ham fans are going to be on lockdown, so no one will be able to come see me.
Oh, there's that as well. Yeah.
In Liverpool as well.
Yeah, it's in Liverpool. So, yeah, I can't see it. I think we're going to need a break after Man City and Liverpool. I think it's going to be like, come on, we need a breather now. Can we have an holiday or something? Charlie, what do you reckon to the Liverpool game?
We did okay against them last time. We did pretty well against them. That was like the coming out party for Souček and Bayern.
I do think that was a case of, as well as Liverpool were holding on to that unbeaten run, and they were just at that stage they were starting to get nervous, and it was a game up. They nearly lost against us. Game after they lost against Watford, so it was even going to be us.
That's true.
Just for contents.
I don't know. It depends what they do in the window. Obviously, it's getting difficult now because we can't just because they could have a complete they've done basically nothing in the window so far. I don't know if they have to do tons, but they do have to at least start freshening the squad up a little bit. They don't want to go stale. Let's say I'll go same scoreline as last time. Let's say 3-2 Liverpool. 3-2 Liverpool.
Cool. What do you reckon, Chris?
I'm going to have to agree with Kieran's pick there. I think I don't like to predict West Ham not scoring, but I think it's going to be 3-0. Their defense and their whole team is just too damn good, especially that defense. I just don't see us getting a way to get past it. So 3-0.
Yeah, I agree. But the return of Scotty Parker returns the following game. Do you reckon he's going to get any points over us? Let's start with you, Charlie. Do you reckon Scotty P is going to do a tactical genius over West Ham?
Is he going to do a tactical genius? It's a good question. I don't know.
And
I don't know.
I've got a second question for you. Do you think if he does, there would be massive outcry by the Hammers to say, get him as our manager,
That's going to happen the second he wins any match, bro. That's just the way these things roll. I'm going to say 2-2. 2-2. I think it'll be a tight one. I don't know, and that's purely me sitting on the fence because, to be honest, I don't know where Fulham are going to go this year. I don't know what they're going to do. They're not making the same mistakes as last time in buying 5,000 players, so they're going to keep the core of that squad going, keep the core of the squad that kept them going up, so they maintain the momentum. So I don't know. I don't quite know where it's going to go yet. We'll see. So I'll get splinters in my backside, and we'll stay on the fence for now. 2-2.
There we go. Chris, what do you reckon?
This one's a weird one for me as well because I don't see a loss. But I don't know if I see a victory. I think I have to go with the draw as well. I'm leaning towards the 2-2 mark. I think that having been, based on my predictions in the last 2 weeks or the 2 matches beforehand, being outscored 7-1, I think we're going to be a little bit demoralized and it's going to be a little bit lethargic coming out the gate. And I think we're going to get a point and it's going to kind of rejuvenate our mojo, so to speak.
Yeah, possibly. I see Fulham as a relegation contenders. I reckon them and Aston Villa are going to be 2 teams that are going to be down the bottom. So for me, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. Check me out. Yeah, I don't see them doing bits this set. I think they're going to struggle. They might get some points here and there, but I feel like we're going to have a strong enough team to put it out of the bag, and hopefully by then we'll be looking at some of the youngsters to pull us through with Dean Garner coming on, because I can see Anderson being used for the Leicester to Liverpool games, maybe not doing it as good as he can, and then putting on Dean Garner, smashing it against Fulham. That's what I see. Chris, what do you reckon of the Sheffield? Good team. They've reinforced. They've got some new transfers in, I believe. So they're going to be a good Europe. Sorry, mate.
I think, though, I said I don't know if they have or not. I haven't been paying attention to them too much. I think we're going to shock some people in this one. I think it's going to be a 2-1 victory, actually.
2-1? Yeah. Oh, okay. I like it. Charlie, what do you reckon?
I enjoy that. They've not really signed. They signed a player from Rangers who I don't know. They signed another free transfer from Brighton who I don't know, and then they signed Ramsdale from Bournemouth to replace Henderson, who's obviously gone back to Man United. First of all, actually, Ray, let me just move myself below you because I feel. There we go. Every time a comment comes up, it blocks your beautiful face, and I want the stream to be able to see that, so I'll put myself below.
Oh, take it out, put me back down the bottom. I quite like it.
Nah, too late now. Do we, just a general yes or no question for both of you. Do you think Sheffield will do as well this season as they did last?
No, but I don't think they'll be that far off. I see him as. Yeah. Where did they finish last season? Was it 8th?
It was around there, wasn't it? Let me just check. Hang on. They finished, 8th. No, sorry, 9th.
9th. So I see him in that 12th to 8th bracket. I see a lot of teams, and I think the top 4 are going to be pretty similar. And then you're gonna. So I see it as Liverpool, Newcastle, Liverpool, Man City as the top 2. I see Chelsea, Man United, top 4, chasing them top 2s. I see Arsenal, Spurs again. I think Harry Kane might leave at the end of the season because I think it's going to be like, I've had enough. I need to get some championships in my domain. So I kind of see Wolves being up there. So I see Sheffield maybe dropping off. So I actually thought last season Wolves might drop off because they're in Europe, and you normally see teams in Europe, they start to drop off. They just got stronger, so fair play to them. So between the 12th and 8th bracket is where I see Sheffield United floatering. There we go.
Okay. Then I reckon it's going to be a difficult one. only because they're so well drilled that I think it doesn't play into our hands very well. Do you know what? I'm going to go big. Can I be this pessimistic? Screw it. 1-0 win West Ham. Life goes on. Let's go, boys. Big dubs. Big dubs. So it was going to be a Sebastian Haller scorpion kick.
That's a bold prediction there.
Well, listen, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Do you know who else I see
like
a bit of an underdog? I reckon Everton are going to do bits next season. Look at who they just start looking to transfer.
Yeah, they're getting Allen, potentially James Rodriguez. Their midfield is going to be incredible. If it can all gel. That's the big question. Because, I mean, if they come in and it's just a bunch of just a bunch of solo guys and they don't gel well and can't click, then who cares?
Yeah. Well, being in Merseyside, I kind of know the backstory about Everton at the moment. They're looking to build a stadium on the docks, and it looks pretty damn good from the things I've seen. It's going to be a great location. So I see them. They've been spending money left, right, and centre for the last few seasons. I can see them doing bits next season. Got a good manager. So I'm lucky I'm not predicting their scoreline. But against Sheffield, you know what? I'm actually going to go for another loss. I'm going to go for a 2-0 loss. 2-1 loss, sorry. I reckon Sheffield are going to be quite strong. I wonder how many the game might be moved to midweek. I don't know. But Aston Villa, I see us as beating them 3-1. You know, I want to finish on a high. And I think a good team against Aston Villa. I can't say it. You know, I'll be surprised if Grealish is still there by the end of the transfer window. I'm surprised and shocked none of the bigger teams, so to speak, are coming in for Mins in centre back. I thought one of them would have done. I thought they might have spent some money on that. But no, I haven't seen any rumours or things. Charlie, what do you reckon?
Yeah, the Mings one's interesting. I don't know what they price him at. It's probably very high. That's because I suspect Villa are in a stage where we don't need to sell him right now. We really don't want to sell him right now. Same with Grealish. I think it's probably a similar situation there. This is when we come off that bad run and we have to start picking up the pace a little bit. And Moyes is going to be aware that we have to sort of start really going for it now because we're going to come off a period where we probably don't get too many points. And so we're going to need to be a bit gung-ho about it. It's when the sort of backs to the wall mentality comes in. I think it'll be more boring than the Villa game last season, the last game. I think it's going to be I wonder West Ham again.
Okay. 1-0.
Because they still just frankly don't have a goal scorer. They don't have their big striker yet. It's still not fully happened for them there. And I don't see, unless they do get a big striker in, I don't see them getting a huge amount more than they got last year. Some more, but not by a big amount. So we'll see. I'll go on now.
Yeah. Charlie, can you do a bit of research for me while we go on?
Of course, sir. Of course.
Can you find out what the Premiership table was like after the first 10 games last season?
Yes, I can.
Cool. Chris, what do you reckon? Aston Villa.
I think I'm going to actually copy your scoreline. I like the 3-1 sound of it. I think we're going to be riding a bit of a high. Looking at even after the first 10 matches, I'm following the Villa match. We're home to United, away to Leeds, home to Palace, away to Chelsea. So we need to find a way to pick up points and whenever we can, and I think that's going to be it.
Yeah. And I think, why Charlie's looking out, I think Baz makes a good point. If Moyes has got 5 points in the first 8 games, should he be sacked at that point? I think probably not, because of the teams that we're playing against will probably be beneficial to Moyes. And I can see our owners be like, oh, no, we won't make any changes just yet until, look how long it took them to get rid of Pellegrini last season. This is only up to November. So I think by December, if we're in the bottom 6, maybe, I reckon they're going to be like looking to get rid of Moyes then, because like it's only 6 months left on his contract. You know what, Charlie? Have you got that info for us?
Yeah, we had 13 points. We were in 10th position, 13 points minus 2 goal difference.
Can you share the screen?
I might be able to. Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah.
Let's Let's try and not break everything. Let's go, boys.
I'll remove mine. You can add it in there. Oh.
So here's the table here. This is the one I'm looking at. So if we zoom in, if we zoom one out, there you go. 13th, 10th.
Yeah. So if you scroll
so from my go ahead.
If I just had that, so we're looking at, I've got 13, Charlie's got 11, 14. Going back to that will put us in around about the top half position, really. It's like, that's quite a good position. You know, 11th is 15th.
Considering
15th.
Yeah, if after that horrendous run we're in that position, I think I'd be quite happy. Because we've obviously gone through all of the big teams at that point, so I'd take that quite happily, I think.
Yeah, I would take that. I think that's quite a good predict. You know, I think that put us in a strong position to then move forward. Kind of feel like I've got too many points on the board now. Kind of questioning some of my decisions whether I think we'll have that many. With our running, we might do. You know, I'd probably estimate that we have between about. I think we might do double figures. Put it that way. I think 10 points, 10 to 14 points is what we predicted. I do feel like we're gonna be round about then. Boys, Chris, start with you. Have you got any changes you want to make? Any worries in that decision? Or are you quite happy?
I'm actually really kind of happy with it. For the sole reason being, it's looking at the table from last season, like we just were. That was when we were plagued by the injuries, especially Fabianski, when we were having to deal with Roberto. What I've been saying, the reason that I'm kind of hopeful for this season is because going into last year, we were being talked about so highly, talking about, oh, we're going to potentially crack into the top 6. We're going to be battling for that position, blah, blah, blah. We have virtually the exact same squad as last season that they were talking about it, except now we've added Souček and Bowen into that. And now no one's thinking about us. Everyone's thinking, oh, they're the castaways. They're going to be mid-table at best. We could end up doing something because of lack of expectations now.
Yeah. It might be right. You might, you know, and again, 2 weeks after the Premiership starts, I can see what Charlie's looking at. So yeah, after 2 weeks, we've got transfers still available to us. You know, if we hold on to Declan Rice, you know, we might do a bit better against Man City. We might do a bit better against Liverpool. I don't know. Charlie, would you make any changes to your position? Sorry, Chris.
Oh, I was just going to say, these are kind of like almost worst case scenarios, best case scenario mix up. So, I mean, these aren't like we could go out for all we know and win the first 9 of the first 10. We don't know if this is the point of the predictions. So
that's what I think. It's like I feel like I maybe am being almost too harsh on it to an extent. Like I look at those, I look at that run of fixtures, and I do think there's maybe an extra point. I do think there's maybe an extra point in there somewhere. The draw against one of the bigger teams, perhaps. I do think there is a little something there, but I don't know. I just can't see. Realistically, I would be more than happy with that. What I've said there, I'd be more than happy with at the end of that. At 10 games, that point, we're looking at it. That's an okay points total. That's fine. We do tend to perform better against teams that attack. We just do because of the way we play. It's negative football. It's counter-attacking football, which means that if a team attacks us, we have space to then play in. Whereas if they sit deep, they don't. And that's kind of a positive for us in a sense with this run. Is those are all teams. A lot of those teams are going to try and go for you. You know, Villa will go for you. Sheffield will go for you to an extent, but in a weird way. Fulham probably will step to you. Liverpool will. City will. Like all of these teams will have a pop. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. And that does play into our hands somewhat. So maybe I'm being a bit pessimistic. Maybe there should be an extra point in there or something, but I'm pretty happy with it overall.
Yeah, I'm quite chilled on that. Do you reckon we're being a bottom half, or do you reckon we're being a top half?
After
the
10
first
games?
10? Yeah.
I would say probably bottom half, probably bottom half. But I mean, given historical evidence, 10th, but probably bottom half.
What do you reckon, Chris?
Given our squad, I have to say top half. I really do. We have enough quality that we should be performing. So it's all about if we show up. If we do, it's top half easy.
Yeah. I've got one thing I just need to grab up and show you guys. There it is. I reckon we will be in the bottom half. And we was meant to be joined tonight by a very special guest, but unfortunately she's at A&E, and there she is. Poor Rebecca, Posh Spice, has done an elbow in, and I told her I was going to share this, and she hates me for doing it. But
yeah, I saw her she effed up her shoulder putting on a shirt.
Yeah. It's a rough thing. It's a rough thing. You don't love to see it. You don't love to see it.
No. But thank you guys. That's the end of the show. I haven't got an outro. I've only got an intro. Yeah, I could get an outro. But just for you guys.
What man?
What
man?
Is that Rob Gronkowski?
No, that's the Miz. That's the Miz.
Oh, it looked like Rob Gronkowski at first.
I don't think Rob and Biggie haven't had the pleasure of wrestling yet. We'll see. Maybe some point. But...
Well,
we'll see.
Gronkowski's back in the NFL, so.
But what we are going to say is in 10 games' time, when all these predictions are over, us three are going to come back on the show. We're going to see how well we've done. So thank you very much, everyone. It's a good night from me. It's a good night from them. Come on, you Irons.
Come on.